With reverse applique, a hole will be cut in the background fabric, then another fabric is placed behind the cut hole and then attached with a decorative stitch or satin stitch. Let's say we want to create a cutout circle for the reverse applique. There's no need to use the applique fill for this type of applique. After the shape is drawn, select the shape and in your Outline tab of Object Properties, select CutWork. If it's easier for you to remember that you're not cutting out the circle to use, but you're cutting the circle to be a hole, you can change the discard part, and I'm going to change it to external, and that helps me remember that this is a reverse applique file. Now this is really the opposite of the meaning, but it makes more visual sense to me, so that's what I use. Do whatever makes sense to you. Place a check mark in front of running before. This time you can use a -1 millimeter value, and the running before stitch will stitch inside the circle. This running before again stabilizes the fabric to the stabilizer of the hoop on the inside of the hole. Place a check mark in front of running and choose the type of stitch you want. There are lots of different stitches to choose. Once you select your stitch, you can change the parameters of that stitch. I could also make this stitch instead to be a satin serial if I preferred to have a satin stitch. The offset will move the stitch either toward the inside with negative values or toward the outside. And you want that decorative stitch or the satin stitch to just cover the inside cut out area. So let's watch this stitch in slow redraw. When this design stitches, the running before stitch will stitch. Then the CutWork tool will be placed in the machine and the hole is cut. The machine is reset for stitching and a fabric is placed under the cut out area. The decorative stitch then will be added around the edge of the design. And you now have a reverse applique design.